combination of both from the people who put us in here. And they can take us out next election. That's the way it works. And it's, I don't think it's disingenuous. I don't think it's nuts. I don't think it's a good habit to develop. But the way things work this year, that I felt, and I feel this is an appropriate way to address things. We will have to make decisions next year based on what we've decided this year, but we always have to do that anyways. There are a lot of things I'd like to change. I'd like to charge people, the 50,000 people extra a day who come into Keene, and cause our fire department and our police department to be as large as they are, because they need to be. I'm not saying they shouldn't be. And Public Works is a 10 million plus budget. It's like 25% of our budget. I like to charge people from out of town who don't pay Keene property taxes a toll for coming in here and wearing down our roads and causing us to spend so much money year after year after year on our infrastructure just to support it. But I think that's nuts.
City manager.
So the council has the same options that it always has available to it. You could increase taxes to offset these additional items. You could take from the fund balance, or you could absorb them because they're relatively small amounts of money. I think that the city staff would become very concerned if we start talking about absorbing much more than what we've talked about here this evening. And we'd probably recommend that you not do it, and that you take a different tact. And you can also take from another account or another line item, which what Councilor Clark had indicated he wanted to do some meetings ago when he suggested that Pumpkin Fest was a place to take from that account or line item and instead provide some of that money to the outside agencies. So you really have four options here this evening if you decide that you'd like to increase these line items: taxes, fund balance, absorb it if it's a small amount, or take away from another line item in the budget, proposed budget. So I think that this evening what Councilor Duffy has suggested to you is a small amount of money, absorb it in the in the accounts that we have, and up to this point in time, I think we are talking about a small amount of money, but you're right, we would be concerned if we continue to add in this fashion.
Further comments? Seeing none, Councilor Jones.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've been kind of quiet on this, but I have to go back to what Councilor Powers said earlier. We go through a fiscal workshop policy, and we make our judgments, we give our guidelines. The staff say, we don't want to cross this threshold. And then we wait for the last minute, staff does their job of not crossing that threshold, and then we go and do it the last minute, cross our own threshold. So that's where I have the problem with that. No one made any amendments to the motion when we did our fiscal policy. But now they want to make the changes, and that's where I have the problem.
When we did the fiscal policy, nobody had the budget in front of them. So there wasn't anything to present. Further comments? Councilor Chadbourne.
Thank you. I think Councilor Powers made some good observations and suggestions in future. However, the way that our government is set up right now is when we go through the budget, we're not allowed to make amendments. Only the FOP committee can. We can only ask questions. This is when we get to debate. We can't do anything before this. That's how it's set up. That's the rules. If we want to change the rules, then we can think about doing business differently. But we do need to give perhaps the staff some guidance in how we do that. I don't know. But anyways, there's a reason we're doing it the way we're doing it. It's not random.
Further comments? Councilor Haig.
Thank you. If I may, briefly, I just wanted to comment that it looks as though this was a direct recommendation out of the FOP meeting from April 24th of this year. So if I'm not mistaken, that's where this request originated.
I think that was in reference to next year. However, there was conversation affirmatively and between that and the fact that it is still staying within the city. It is not funds being expended at this time. I will support this.
Okay, you ready to vote on the motion? All those in favor? Opposed?
I didn't catch that vote.
All those, we'll do it again. All those in favor? Eight in favor. All those opposed?
Keep them up, please.
3 opposed. All right, now we're now back to the main motion, which is the budget. Is there any further discussion? Are there any further amendments? Seeing none, are you ready to vote on the main motion? We need to correct the main motion, and we've made some adjustments. Do we have a corrected